All right, good evening, everybody. Just going to send notice in the group that we are live now. Thanks, everyone. Here we go. All right. Let's see here. Make sure this is recording. All right, if you can hear me okay, hopefully, welcome to the private webinar. Doing this so we can share our screen. Welcome, Shauna. Welcome, Trish. Welcome, everyone else who's joining us. Feel free. This is a private webinar, so it's not basically on YouTube or on Zoom right now. We're on Zoom webinar, but we're not on Facebook Live. The reason I'm doing that is because Facebook Live can be very finicky when I go to share my content or share my screen. So I want to make sure we do this together tonight. And I'm going to put this up here so I can work on it and look at it while I work on it. Actually, that's probably going to be too much of a glare. I'll work on it down here. So, okay. If you have questions, hopefully you're joining us tonight because your son or daughter is an AP student and they are taking an AP history. So if that is you, you're in the right place. And while it is almost the end of September, next week's live stream is going to be the first week of October. The year is already moving. I know for our school personally, we are halfway done with the 9 weeks. And if you're joining us live tonight, welcome. My name is Dr. Joe Sebastian, the founder of Acing AP Exams Facebook group, also the CEO and founder of Supported Tutoring. So we exist on Facebook to help parents of high school students help their children succeed and ace the AP exams so that they can earn thousands of dollars in college credit and get into the schools that they want to. And so tonight we're going to talk about one of the biggest pieces of leverage that your child can have this AP school year, specifically for AP history. And that is the short answer question. So just by a show of hands for people that's joining us, you can either comment if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, or if you're in the webinar, you can let us know just by a raise of hands. How many have heard of the short answer question? How many have already done a short answer question or know that your child has done a short answer question? Just a quick raise of the hands or a comment. And webinar people, I'm going to, okay, we got both of them. Awesome. Awesome. I'm going to enable Q&A too. So please feel free to drop a question. Thank you. Both of you guys have it. Sweet. All right. So for those that don't know, short answer SAQ stands for short answer question. And your children, if they're in a good AP history class, are probably going to be seeing a lot of them. They're usually assigned because they're quick. They are short answer response questions, but they are very, very important for the overall grade in AP history because they count for 20% of your child's exam score. So it's the second part of section 1 of the AP exam. You get 40 minutes and your child will have to answer 3 SAQs. And those 3 SAQs each have 3 questions. So in total, they're doing 9 responses in 40 minutes. Roughly, I think, is 12 minutes for all 3. So like 4-minute responses to have a good answer. So they can be tricky though, because most of the time the strategy is not taught correctly and it's not reinforced correctly. So what I mean by that, most teachers can understand how to teach it in general. They teach a strategy, but they don't spend enough time reflecting on it or grading it or giving good feedback. So tonight I want to break down my strategy for how we literally call it acing the SAQ, and 2, I'm going to actually walk you through the process so you could turn around and give your child some feedback on their SAQ too. Now, I'm going to give you a little tour just to show you where we're getting this from. So I'm going to share my screen here. for those that are on the Zoom, so we can see ourselves. Still getting some recording going on here. So where am I at? So this is AP University. It is our private membership that we ran a couple specials on. It contains a ton of AP classes, and we're adding more and more trainings to it every week. But I'm going to actually go back from last year from our masterclass students, because we actually ran a writing workshop weekly for our AP history students. And it's something that we continue to do in our current mentorship, the AP University. It's actually AP history on Thursdays that they get exclusive writing training. So going to go into the archives here for AP writing workshop, and I'm actually going to pull up one of the first SAQs we do. But there are 24 hours of writing lessons here, and I'm actually going to go to this one right here. So my training from it was over an hour and 47 minutes long. I'm pulling up this document, and there we go. So I have it broken down for Euro, US, and World, and I can share a copy of this document after the training if you would like it. And you can also obviously show your children this video replay, because I'm actually going to write it with you. So why the SAQ can be tricky is it seems like it's just straightforward answer how to answer it. So for example, this question here comes straight from the AP exam. Identify one economic development that would support Byron's argument in the passage regarding the Mongols and the integration of the old world. So now I'm going to actually go through and show you what that looked like. So there are two different types of SAQs. This is from 2022's AP exam. So the first one is there are prompt-based SAQs, meaning there's going to be a primary or secondary source involved. So the first one right here is the students have to read a passage from Michael Byron, regarding the Mongols. So they still have to read it. So the first two SAQ responses on the exam usually have them read a primary, secondary source or analyze a map. And then the second two set of questions are just kind of straightforward off of recall, no stimulus. So you read this passions about the Mongols. They have been defined by this, right? They talked about different things. And then the first question is right there. Identify one economic development that would support Byron's argument in the passage regarding the Mongols and the integration of the old world. So how you would answer. So the first part of it is you have to ACE it. So ACE stands for answer, cite, expand. Literally answer, cite, expand. And how you do that is you first directly answer the question. So we are going to directly answer the question. One economic development that supports Byron's argument is their protection of the Silk Road. Two, we're going to cite it. So this is where you briefly define or describe your claim. So in my second sentence, usually short answer questions should be 3 to 4 sentences long, depending on what it's asking to analyze. So answer directly, it's one economic development that supports Byron's argument is the protection of the Silk Road. The second sentence is the Mongols allowed merchants traveling on the trade route to be protected and safe from any harm. So that is me giving the evidence, that is me defining and describing the claim that one economic development that would support Byron's argument regarding Mongols and the integration of the old world. So if I read that, it talks about the Mongols being at the crossroads of the old world and the new world. And then I'm expanding beyond that. As a result, goods and culture were able to be transferred between the different continents. So this is a 3-sentence short answer response in support of the Mongols being responsible for helping the new world prosper and transform. So I have on this document that I'm happy to share with you tonight a list of different SAQs from different AP histories. So I'm going to break down right now. Let's see which one I'm going to do. I'm going to do AP US. Now, this one has no stimulus involved. It just 3 questions that they would have to reply to. So I'm going to copy and paste it here. Briefly describe one way that the Native Americans society adapted to its environment prior to European contact. Okay, everyone clear on that? What the question is asking us. Okay, so I'm going to write right here based off of my notes. Now I'm not going solely off of memory. I do have these notes written down, but because I've done these before. So I would give an example like this: the Pueblo people that I know from my history, Pueblo people in the Southwest adapted to their environment by building permanent structures of clay and stone into the side of cliffs, which are still around today. Boom. There's my answer. Okay, that's my answer. Here's my site. These buildings provided a refuge from the heat in the Southwest. The Southwest is run around. And by the way, the exam is digital this year. And this provided refuge from the heat in the Southwest territory, which became extremely hot in the summer months. These structures led to the creation of permanent sedentary societies. Boom. So my answer prior to European contact is that the Pueblo people built their houses into the sides of a cliff. The structures provided why they did it. The structures provided refuge from the heat. And those structures that are still around today led to the creation of sedentary societies prior to European conflict. So if your child just went through AP history this past couple of weeks, they know that there's a base misconception that all Native Americans were nomadic. It's not the case. There were many Native American tribes that were sedentary. So does that help? Does that make sense? What questions do you have so far based on what I just unveiled about the SAQ? Is this a tool that your child can use? Anyone on the webinar right now can either ask a question, raise their hand. You can literally talk on the webinar. We can see if we can help. But if any questions, you can also drop it in the Q&A if you're too shy. But I'm trying to open this up to see where I could help if your child's doing this SAQ right now. I want to show you an older SAQ as well. Shauna, Trish, all good? Okay, cool. So the thing that we rolled out last year that is now embedded in this course is our AP, I'm gonna log out this way, is our class companion. So what class companion allows us to do is give feedback to any kid who signs on either to the asynchronous classes or signs on to our group instruction, because we are able to give feedback right away. So for example, this is built off the backbone of ChatGPT. And it can help students. So there's a prompt here. Question 1, identify one claim the author makes in the passage regarding the two roads towards modern nation building. So I said this, one perspective, right? A warfare. So this has no alignment to the topic. This is from a different question. It gives me incorrect, and it tells me feedback on why it's incorrect. So then I write a second response. One claim the author makes in the passage is that multi-ethnic states were ruled by non-ruling groups. That's the answer. The Austrian-Hungarian Empire ruled over a multi-ethnic people and eventually broke up due to internal ethnic and nationalistic conflicts. That is the site. The assassination of Archduke by Serbian nationalists provided that already disgruntled people were willing to go to extreme lengths to separate from the empire. And that is the explanation or the expansion. And that got a correct response. And I get feedback from that. So this tool is also available to all of our students inside AP University for the various writing prompts. So that is straightforward how you do the SAQ. It does not take long, but it does require practice and it does require structure. So once again, the structure is answer, cite, expand. You want to directly answer the question. You want to describe or define the claim and expand upon the cite. And then you want to expand, obviously, on the explanation. Cool. Any other questions from tonight's demo on how to do the SAQ? Was that helpful? Did that help you understand how to do the SAQ? What questions do you have? Happy to take them right now as we have a little bit of time left. All right. Awesome. So that is how you write the SAQ. This is part one of our writing demo. We'll come back later and show you the document-based question and the long essay question. That's going to be a little bit longer response. But hopefully this was helpful tonight. And we'll be back here on next Wednesday. Happy end of September. Thank you. If you're still watching, if you're still on us live, every week we go live inside of our Facebook group or on webinars like you're watching the replay right now to help either give trainings or information to parents on how to best help their students with their AP exams. But there's a ton of different stuff and resources that we have. So always best to reach out. And if you're looking for some specific help for your child, you can reach out and book a call with us because we do offer a variety of different services that can help your child succeed in either their AP course or their AP exam. Don't wait if they're struggling to reach out for help because chances are they might dig themselves in the hole that becomes really hard to get out. There's usually a couple different types of AP students that we work with. One, new AP students that start struggling early on because of the workload or the expectations. We help coach and mentor them throughout the year by giving them really cool and awesome personalized support in the form of one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and 24/7 feedback. Second, we have students that have good grades in their class, but their parents are not sure that they probably should be struggling. Maybe the class is too easy. We work on developing the fundamental skills for the AP exams throughout the year. So those are a couple different ways we work with them. I see a couple of people just popped in. We're just about to sign off, but if there's any specific questions to the SAQ or how we help kids, I will post the replay tomorrow as per usual, breaking down how we teach the short answer questions inside of our class. Did you have any other questions, people on the webinar? All right. Thank you very much. Looking forward to continue to help you all, and we'll see you next time.